Ignore the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. Now, that was deliberately put all over the place today. I'm telling you as I'm sitting here, it was. There's been strange events happening since this morning. Listen to me very, very clearly. There is a lot of strange events happening. We've been monitoring since this morning. First, the internet started going down all over the world. I think this is a prelude to what's about to come. I believe now with this right here, and I didn't even know about this. I'm just learning about this in the last 20, what? Not even the last 20 hours, maybe in the last 4 or 5 hours that I'm learning about this. Now listen to this. This is why the Jeffrey Epstein stuff came out today. This is why. The ISO 20022 November 2025 date is a critical deadline for a global migration of the financial messaging, specifically the end of the coexistence period of cross-border payments on November the 22nd. After this date, all cross-border payments must use the new ISO 20022. This could be why we kept getting the 22. Standard and legacy MT messages will no longer be supported with this network like SWIFT. What this is a prelude to the digital ID, people. It's what it is. And it's being rolled out this month. Now, we're not here when this thing goes sentient, okay? But they're trying to get all this stuff in place, basically the computer code, to get it all in place by the end of this month. And they've sped it up like crazy. And we think we know why they're trying to speed all this stuff up. Now listen to this. Now also from JP Morgan, the first 120 days live. Now the financial institutions are in the midst of a 32-month coexistence period for the ISO 20022 en route to a full industry migration in November. Means that the system will be put in place to go fully digital. Fully digital. Okay? That means all cash gone overnight. It'll disappear. But they're getting it in place. This is the digital ID that's rolling out in Europe, and it gets worse. All right. Not for us, but for the world. The world is, if they only knew that they're just literally on their last tier. They don't have any more time. They're done. They ain't figured it out yet, but it's coming. Now, we're going to tell you where all this leads to. Now, I think it's all not coincidence either that the Crown Prince, bin Salman, says that they want to be part of the Abraham Accords in exchange for a path to establish a Palestinian state. So what does he do today? He basically bribes us today while he's here in the White House, and they took it. He gives us $1 trillion in investment to basically stab Israel in the back. That's what this is, people. Saudi Arabia announced that it will increase its investment to $1 trillion. But the key is Palestinian state separating Israel and Jerusalem. It's a bribery. Wake up, sleepy church. You've been duped big time. This is the revealing of the Antichrist. And it is. I'm telling you, he's here. And he could have been in the White House today. It's very possible. More double down in denial and rebellion, the worse off you'll be. That's the truth. That's what everybody right now is doing. They're doubling down. They're trying to rebel against it, but it's here. Do not be fooled. That's the reason they put the Jeffrey Epstein stuff out today. That's why they did a vote today, was because all this stuff was happening. It was to distract everybody, and everybody fell for it. Everybody went right for it. All right, so it gets more interesting. Israel's concerned after the U.S. endorses Trump's plan to the path to Palestinian state. They should be, because it's the betrayal. Now, do you know that Saudi Arabia plays a major role, just so happens, in the Third Temple? They control that Third Temple. Find that very interesting. You see how this stuff is starting to add up? All right, so the U.S. adopted the plan for Gaza, including the line of the Palestinian statehood. That's already been done. They've already approved it. So this dude shows up today, miraculously enough. Now, Trump, they had a good talk about the Abraham Accords. I bet you they did. I think you had a very good feeling towards the Abraham Accords. So the prince, yes, definitely, Mr. President, we want peace for Israel. I'm going to read that to you one more time. We want peace for the Israelis. We want peace for the Palestinians. I think this is a good time to say Paul was definitely all over this. This is your sudden destruction, people. It is upon us. Could be the next 24 hours, next 48 hours, but it's here somewhere. Give you any advice right now, with everything I've seen in the last 24 hours, including the West Coast, there was a strange anomaly last night fired off the coast of San Francisco. An earthquake that shouldn't have been there. Only been like 2 of them in forever there that they could even find. When I saw that, I was like, my gosh, we're there. Today, 4.1 opened up down there in California, off the coast again. The activity, like I said, started on September the 22nd. We've been watching it very closely ever since, and it's been swarming all over that place. All the way up into the Cascadia, everywhere. But it has been definitely every day we're seeing this. And also add the solar eruptions coming off the sun. All the signs are there. The scary part is the world is completely oblivious. I scroll through Facebook today. So many Christians, I know they're Christians, not a one has a clue what's just happened. Not a one. Just like in the days of Noah. You're like, well, you just say this. You didn't know. This is all scripture, people. If you're looking for it, you'll find it. But you got to be looking for it. But if you're not looking for it, you don't want to find it, you're not going to find it. Those that are looking for Jesus will find him. Bottom line. That's why he said, if you're awake and if you're a children of the light, you'll see it. So we that are not in darkness, we see what's coming upon the earth. It's right there in front of you. And it's happening faster. It picked up about 4 days ago. Being a watchman, I watched it 4 days ago. And I even started asking the questions. Why are they in such a hurry now? This thing is it started in September about trying to get this Palestinian deal done. But it kind of just drug. And then all of a sudden, it took off 4 days ago. They, for some reason, I don't know what kind of information they've gotten, decided, oh, we got to do this now. We can't wait. And I'm going to give you proof of that. So, why did he make such a huge investment here today? Why did he want F-35s? Now, here's another funny part of this. Israel did not want him to have those F-35s. He didn't want a Muslim country lining up with those F-35s like he has. But then Trump gives him a call, and then now he's all for it. See where this is going? Now, so the prince in the agreement we're signing today in many areas in technology, of course, AI. How funny that is. Not funny. End of the world stuff. So Trump, they're saying for me now that 600 billion will be 1 trillion. And he said yes. The prince said yes. And President Trump said good. I like that very much. The treacherous dealer. The only reason this dude was there today was to stab Israel in the back. That was the only reason he was there. This right here is the Antichrist setting this system up. I'm telling you right now, that's what it is. 100,000%. That's what it is. This is setting up the betrayal of Israel. God told us what to look for. Paul told us when you see it, know what's about to happen. And I'm here to tell you as a watchman, it's here. While everybody is chasing their tails about this Jeffrey Epstein stuff, nothing will ever come out from it. They pulled all this while everybody wasn't looking. Trump on Saudi Arabia, $1 trillion investment to the U.S. When invested $1 trillion, that's national security for us. Because it creates jobs, it creates a lot of things. Don't create any jobs for Americans. It'll all be AI systems doing it and robots. That's a real ally that will do that. It creates a lot of power for the United States. It won't last very long. God knows where the United States stands with stabbing Israel in the back, and it's already been implanted. It was implanted 3 days ago, but it was all set up. God warned us it was coming, that the great Babylon was getting ready to fall, and it is. It's at our doorstep. All right, there's a lot more, people. This is serious stuff. I've never seen this kind of stuff since I've been doing this. This is what we've been always waiting to see, and we've never had it. It's here now. It is finally here. So they've got everything set up for the digital system. We've got Ukraine government officials seeking political asylum in the U.S. What do they know that we don't know? That's happening today. All this stuff happening within the last 24 hours. Every bit of it. So the global Cloudflare outage causes errors, messages across the internet, possible cyber attacks. I don't think so. Now, this was happening in the United States, Canada, all the way into Europe, Russia. It was happening everywhere, all over the world. Internet started going down. I think it's part of this ISO that they're putting in place. They're trying to cover it. I'm going to tell you something. This thing was not even put out in the media. If we didn't go looking for it, if Jason never found it, we wouldn't even know it was even happening. That's how well they hid it. Through the Jeffrey Epstein garbage and all this other stuff that they've done, they've hid this stuff so perfectly that when the world wakes up one day and all their cash is gone, they won't even know what hit them. This was all deliberately put together, every bit of it. So the internet, this is the third time in the past, month that this is happening. Do not think this is coincidence. All this stuff, the Saudi prince being here, the deal they struck over $1 trillion, basically to separate Jerusalem. That's what it was for. Bottom line, that's what the Bible tells us. Either you believe Scripture or you don't. But that's why it was here. This is all end times prophecy. That tells me that the rapture is any time to fire off. All I can do is warn you. I see the signs. I don't know where it's going to be and how long we got, but I know we're truly running out of time here. They want to put this new digital ID system, at least the software, in place. It's all got to be in place. I've just read through the material this month by the end of it. I'm going to repeat that once again. They want to make sure that the software is put in place, not just here, all over the world, by the end of this month. And we didn't even know it was happening. Not a clue. While everybody was dealing with the Snap, the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, this is what they was working on. Right under your feet. That's why God sent out the call. That's why he's been warning. It's all there. That's why they've doubled up on trying to get this two-state solution in, at least the paperwork moving. And by the way, let me get back to that before I even get into this. That's how much stuff's happening today. Where is that at? Come on, where's that at? He even said we need to get this done now. This is coming from the Saudi prince. See if I can find that. But he made it very clear. So why is he in such a hurry? That's what I'm telling you. There's a lot more to this. But he did come out in a thing today and said that this needs to be done now and hurrying. And he seems to be the one trying to push this thing through faster than what is possible. Let's see, where's it at? Come on. Here it is. So they talked to him. He says they want to be part of the Abraham Accords in exchange for a path to divide Israel. That's what it is. He added, listen to this. I'm going to read it to you twice. This is coming out of his mouth today. He wants this to happen quickly. Why the heck do they want everything done so fast? Why are they trying to get this digital ID put in place so fast? Because we're leaving. And they know it. Now, I don't know what they have found out in the last 4 days that me and you don't know, but they know something. Did they get it from fallen angels? Probably they know something. Or this wouldn't be happening. So I'm going to read it again. He added that he wants this to happen quickly to divide Israel. Palestinian state is dividing Israel. Okay, bottom line. The Bible tells us. Now, we know that happens in the tribulation. So why they want it done so quick now? The last 4 days, it's like somebody put a fire under their butts. Why? I'm telling you, if I could give you any advice, with what I've seen in the last 24 hours, and it's not coincidence the West Coast is doing what it's doing, he's shown too many people. We're in that window, people. Now, I don't know when it's going to fire off. I couldn't tell you. I wish I could. I wish I could tell you it's in the next 24 hours. I can't. I don't know. He's not told me. But Dad's told me things to look for when we was close, and that's one of them. That West Coast. Why? That I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I just know that that was one of the first events I ever saw when all this stuff starts to take place. And it's happening right now in real time. Along with the digital ID, about to fire off at the end of this month, it's all being put in place. This goes through SWIFT, everything. Now, SWIFT is international banking, people. This is how China, Russia, North Korea, anybody does business with us, they got to go through SWIFT, okay? That is the whole thing, is SWIFT. And SWIFT to go digital and have everything set in place for it, that means we're going digital. Crypto, digital, whatever the plan is. And it seems to be where they're rolling this while nobody's looking. The The mark of the beast system is being put into place right under Americans' feet, and they don't even have a clue it's happening. That's disturbing to me. Now, Jesus said they won't see it coming. They'll be out marrying, drinking, doing their thing. And right now we're seeing it with our own, which is still unbelievable. We're seeing it. The church doesn't even have a clue. Not a clue it's happening. Even if they did, they wouldn't even believe it. But we see it. And we're warning. But there's going to be plenty of people say, I didn't get the warning. Yeah, you did. There has been too many signs for people to go, I didn't see it. Yeah, you saw it. You just didn't want to see it. That's where we are today. People don't want to see it. A key price in the internet's usually hidden infrastructure suffered another global outage Tuesday. This is all related. Digital ID, the prince being here, Jeffrey Epstein files being released today. All this, while he was here, not coincidence. There is no coincidences. This all happened. It's all being pre-planned, and it's all part of this. Causing error messages to flash up across websites, Cloudflare, a U.S. company, which is another one that's went down, whose services include defending millions of websites against malicious attacks, all this in prelude, experienced an unidentified problem, which meant internet users could not access some of the customers' websites. Some of the site owners could not access the performance dashboard sites, including X. OpenAI suffered increased outages at the same time as Cloudflare's problems, according to Down Detector. The outage is ongoing, but at 12:21, the company said we're seeing service recover, but customers may continue to observe higher than normal error rates and continued efforts to fix it. A further message said update will be continuing to investigate this issue. From what we understand right now, even at 5 o'clock today, that's where we're at right now here on Eastern Daylight Time, it's still happening. Multiple websites going down, people losing communications. It's still happening. It is a prelude to something bigger, people. I don't know what they're planning, but I'm telling you right now, I'm seeing it. It's unrolling to where we can see it. I didn't even know about that code, that 0 to 100. What is it? Let's see. Why did I click that off? It drives me crazy when I do that. So bad for doing that. And Facebook's acting like total crazy. 20022. And like I said, they want this thing up. At least, see, a critical deadline for the global migration of financial messaging, especially at the end of the coexistence period for cross-border payments on November the 22nd. After that, this date, the cross-border payments must see this new ISO 20022. That is a prelude to the digital ID being implemented, people, or going to crypto or whatever they plan to do. I don't know which one it will be. But it'll definitely be a system that the Antichrist can control. They did this right under everybody's feet by just literally distracting them with everything else. And it just went right underneath us. They want this all rolled out by the end of November. So it's put in place. So whenever they do flip their finger or snap their finger, bam, nobody sees it coming. Still trust your governments, people? Oh, I'll tell you, good luck to you. Because that was done right underneath everybody's nose. Now, listen to this. All right, sort of a strange event is happening in California. This is what I was telling you about. These are parts of a shoreline that are rising, but without an earthquake. Contours are changing overnight. Now, this is exactly what that brother saw back in I think it was somewhere in the 60s that he saw that this happened right at the rapture. Depth readings off the servers of the USGS are causing a bit of concern. Tectonic sensors are showing displacement in certain areas. This is not an ambiguous set of readings. This has been registered into several redundant systems. The casual observer could not notice this, but the USGS issued a red alert for tectonic events. This was an extraordinary event that occurred between a tide cycle, not an instantaneous event. This right here tells a redistribution of forces, which is unexpected. This is one of the most studied areas in the world. This is up towards the Cascadia. These patterns are studied to see what fault lines were involved, or fault systems were involved. I mean, we're talking about centimeters, but it's a very significant event to the trained scientist. This is a very unusual event. This hints at something immense is about to be able to lift up a large area of the coast. Usually something like this is preceded or followed by some sort of earthquake. Flexing of the plate like they had been seen off the coast of other coasts I'm aware of without associated seismic activity. There are various theories about the cause, but there is no doubt that a red alert is something to be taken seriously. Something significant happened that needs to be public knowledge. This can make changes in slopes that are unstable. This is why we're seeing all the volcanoes start to come to life on the West Coast because of this. Many of the changes of the infrastructure, the forces are complex to start, and this was just an additional wrench thrown into the science. Stress distribution is now less understood. This is an area of literal slip, not vertical thrust. Very, very odd. So they're seeing this all the way down to the San Andreas, that something's happening. This is what we've been talking about. When this event happens, something very crazy happens off the West Coast. It's biblical. It's not normal. They're starting to see the signs of that. That's why we're here giving you the warning. That's all I can do is give you the warnings of what God has shown people, scripture, Bible prophecy. It's all there. It's all happening at warp speed at this point. For some reason, they've gotten a hurry in the last 4 days. So I suggest everybody look towards the sky. Listen for the trumpet. Because whatever they're getting ready to do with the internet going down once again, and that's not coincidence either. Whatever they're getting ready to do, they're getting ready to roll it out. And it will coexist at the same time when they switch over to the digital ID. And they're going to do it. They've put too much money in it to not go through with it. They're not going to give you any warning. You won't have any. You'll just wake up and there it will be. And we will be gone. Trust the gospel. 1 Corinthians 15:1-4. Jesus died on the cross for our sins, past, present, future. He died, was buried, rose again on the third day. According to the scriptures, trust in Jesus and Jesus alone, confirm everything through him, people. Right now, if I could give you any advice, don't take your eyes off of him. Because whatever they're doing, they're speeding it up. And we are about to disappear. I love each and every one of you. If I don't see or hear from you again, I'll see you at home.